Welcome to the Take a Listing Today podcast, where our hosts Jim Studebaker and Todd Robertson give you strategies to get you out of the office right now so you can take a new listing today. And now, here's Jim and Todd.
Hello, once again, still in the studio here, the Take a Listing Today podcast. Jim Studebaker here.
Todd Robertson in the house, and our producer, Lisa Gray.
Hello, Lisa. Glad you are still with us here.
Wait until they hear this topic today.
This is a great topic. But before we get to that, I want to remind you of our website, takealistingtoday.com. You can see our future topics that are coming up. Isn't that redundant? Our future topics coming up?
Send that to the Office of Redundancy. Have them take a look at that.
All right, so go to the website. Hopefully we'll get that fixed up for you. Okay, so our topic for today is how to rebuild a moving real estate business from scratch.
Ooh.
Which is not a moving company. It's about moving your real estate business and
from
then starting over from scratch, right?
Right.
Once you get to wherever it is you're going. All right. So think back to when you first got started in real estate. Remember that sinking feeling of knowing that you had no money coming in and you wouldn't have any until you got a deal. Well, the suggestion to generate leads by trolling your sphere of influence is of little consolation when one is accustomed to receiving a regular paycheck.
And for those of you listening and watching right now, write down, there's a great book I read recently by Russell Brunson, and the title, and I'm not going to get it perfect, but it's exactly that. The title was something like, What If You Lost Everything? And you had 90 days to rebuild it back. So Russell Brunson has a book out there. You could go get it digitally. It's going to tie into what we're talking about, and he gives you some action steps. So we're going to talk about
that guru kind of celebrity guy.
Correct. So he's a warrior brother. He's become. Yeah. He's a co-owner of ClickFunnels.
Oh, okay.
But he's a marketing machine.
Familiar. Okay.
Yep.
I like the title.
Title's great.
Title.
Yeah. So if you took that advice, you know the value of a network of people who know you, like you, and trust you. And never is this sphere of influence more appreciated than when it's time to leave them all behind and start anew. Now, the relocating real estate agent experience is a double whammy, moving their homes and families as well as their business. Only the latter isn't as simple as it might be for other business people. As a small business owner, you're going to be starting from scratch. No family, no friends, no colleagues, nobody.
Imagine that feeling.
You're wandering in the streets all alone.
Now, as we're having fun and talking about...
People still have their family, right? They're not like running from the law from... Okay.
But as we're talking about this subject, and I did have a conversation 2 days ago with a gentleman who had just signed up for Market Dominator, who was out of the business for a couple of years, jumping back in and wants to play at a big level. And I would say before we go into the content here, how do you rebuild your business? How do you rebuild? Step number one is this. Rebuild who you are and what you bring to market. Meaning rebuild that listing presentation. Make sure you're confident, competent, and natural. Rebuild your objection handling. Make sure you rebuild yourself and then implement what we're going to talk about today. And then you've separated yourself in a big way from the competition.
Yeah. And to do that, we have some simple steps here. So step one, the groundwork to tackle before you leave where you are now. So before you leave, make some warm calls to your present sphere. Ask if they know anybody in your destination city that might be okay with you calling them for some insider tips on the area. Then call and introduce yourself and begin loading up your CRM with these contacts. Great idea. Next, stalk other agents. That seems a little creepy, Lisa, I'll be honest. We're stalking other agents.
Right. And meanwhile, we're stalking them, and this person doesn't have any family, friends, or colleagues.
Yeah, so...
It's starting to look weird.
They'll make some friends in jail, I think.
Okay, don't do it at like 2 a.m, like outside their bedroom window.
Okay.
Not that kind of stuff.
Stalk their activity. If they're movers and shakers, go be a mover and shaker. If they're out marketing, go out and do some marketing.
Okay. All right. So maybe we'll get some clarification here. If you have time before the move, get to know the major players in your new town's real estate universe. Check the websites, read Yelp reviews, do whatever it takes to familiarize yourself with the competition. Pay close attention to their branding, as this is something you'll need to do once you've moved. If you're seeing the same thing over and over with most agents, then differentiating yourself will be easy. If not, consider how you'll make yourself stand out from everybody else.
And sorry to interject. This topic is so fascinating because, so think about when all of us got into the real estate business, right? Way different than once we're actually there, right? Because they sell you, oh, you're going to sit on a upscale new home, and all these people come to you. Then you get your license, realize, oh boy, I got to go out and do stuff. So if an agent is restarting or rebuilding, you really have two options. It's kind of like somebody wanting to play golf. Oh, leave me alone. I don't need to go to a golf school. I'm going to go out in the range, figure it out. You can figure it out. It's going to take you many years and a lot of money, a lot of frustration. School of hard knocks. Modeling is simply duplicating excellence, whether it's reading an amazing book, whether it's going to a seminar, whether it's getting dialed into a podcast like this, or going to an agent in your office who, like we said, model a great agent. Modeling is simply duplicating excellence. And we know that exists. So this can 100% be attainable.
Absolutely. Now, you need to look at the markets, these agents who are the big agents in your new area that they're currently serving. Find a niche that isn't being served and claim it as your own. It's a lot easier to be a big fish in a small pond than to try to be everything to everyone. Very true. Very true. Get your web presence up and running early. With so many fingers in the website creation pie, it's not wise to depend on the developer's estimated completion date. So get started as early as possible. Your local internet presence will be imperative to get yourself established.
And on that note, I wrote down two things in the producers meeting that I found fascinating. One is this, right? And I talk to realtors every single week from all over the country. So two things that came to mind. One is make it easy for people to find you online. You have to have an online presence. Don't go broke doing it. A lot of people do. So make that easy to find you. And then I wrote down the second thing. Get in their mailbox. They can't delete you. They have to look at it. They have to, and sometimes they'll make it in the house. So those are two things I would marry up very quickly.
You can't delete a piece of mail. That's great.
Correct.
I like that. All right. So before you get there, learn all that you can about your new city. With this new thing called the internet, getting to know an area is ridiculously easy and something you can do before even leaving your current city. Google Earth will even allow you to view the homes, neighborhoods, and the city hotspots. Use Yelp to find out what's popular with locals
Local yokels.
and create a Twitter list to stay on top of local events and news. And to get a local's view of the area, stalk the forums at City Data. There's a lot of stalking going on in here, Lisa.
You must have watched a movie about stalking when you were writing this, I think.
All right.
I'm bringing my personal hobbies to work.
Okay. I'm going to start looking behind my back when I go home.
Right.
I don't know about you, Todd. But
I'm going to start hiring security. I don't know. I'm not paranoid. I just wish people stop chasing me, you know? Jeez.
All right. So after all that research, you should have a basic knowledge of the area so that once you land there, you can strike out on your own for a more intimate look. And since your website hopefully is up and running, you can take photos while you're out and about in your new town and use them in blog posts about the neighborhoods, eateries, and city features. You'll look like a local in no time. Step number 2. We're only at step number 2 after all that? All right.
These are in-depth stuff.
I guess so. Step number 2, meet the folks. Your goal should be, aside from getting to know the area, building relationships in your new city. One quick way to do this is to get involved in a community organization. Choose one that fits your passion and volunteer. You can also join a civic club such as the Lions Club, the Rotary Club, or the Kiwanis.
Two things come out of that if a person implements this. Number one, your social life is better, and you're going to get some indirect referrals just by being in the social club. Number two is we have a lot of great agents who have made their local small businesses that they patronize. So if they go to a certain gas station, the dry cleaners, this upscale restaurant, they've stopped in there. They've got to know them. They'll drop them something. So now they've really cultivated like a mover and shaker list. And when someone's thinking of buying or selling real estate outside of a family member or referral, boom, they get the listing, show's over.
Hopefully they have that business-to-business brochure that we talked about before. If you don't know about that, you might want to go look at our sponsor's website.
Go look at last week's podcast and take some notes, get rid of distractions.
That's
beautiful.
A great brochure there. So Christina Sanchez Hood, who's the CEO at Silicon Valley Hoods, says, my experience is to connect. Fill your pipeline, know your market, focus, and play the game daily. All right. Step number 3, get back to the basics. Starting a new real estate practice as an experienced agent is a lot different than starting as a rookie. Imagine trying to start a business where you not only don't have a network, but you don't know anything about the business as well. That would be really bad. So, rely on your past experience. Which lead generation techniques helped fill your pipeline as a rookie? Whether it was door knocking, cold calling, using direct mail, or even floor time, if it worked, then it will work now. And if it produces even one converted lead, you'll thank yourself for putting up with the drudgery.
And I will say a couple things here that I was guilty of it. A lot of real estate agents out there are guilty of it. That the game of real estate, right? That's 20% how-to. Everybody could get that 20% how-to. Go to school, you get your license, your broker, you go through training. But it's an interesting thing. As opposed to just get great at the basics, get better than anybody else. Teach me something new. Teach me something new. There are a lot of shiny objects out there.
Yeah.
Well, I was reminded as we're going through this of Bruce Lee, and I think it's recorded out there. And they asked him. They said, "Oh, how hard was it? What did you have to do?" He goes, "Very easy." Most people they would go into their karate master or whatever. "Oh, teach me something new today." He said, "No, we're going to work on this one move 600 times." And later on, they interviewed Bruce Lee and said, "How'd you do it?" He goes, "It's very simple. I practiced 8 basic moves thousands and thousands of times, knowing that my competition would not." Mm-hmm. Pretty amazing, really.
Yeah.
Well, she might not be as popular as Bruce Lee, but Patty Irwin, who's a really successful agent over in Scottsdale, Arizona, says that she relied on tactics such as open houses and floor time to rebuild her business after relocating from Illinois.
Nice.
Finally, if all else fails, research buying some leads. Yes, it's a contentious topic, and those on both sides of the issue have valid points. The fact is, if you work them right, many online leads are productive. There are a number of companies that sell real estate leads, but it's important to do some research before embarking on this tactic.
And just remember that in this game of real estate, nothing's going to work all the time, but all of it's going to work some of the time. What's the point of that? The point means he or she with the most systems in place wins the game. So whether it's the young lady, Patty, going out and doing the open houses, whether it's like Scott, who we had call in last week with some very creative, unique things, rewatch this, turn off all distractions, get strong at this, and send us a message of what you're able to implement and what results you're getting there.
And there's something else that we did not even mention in today's show because it's coming up and we don't want to spoil it for everybody.
Oh.
What about when you're moving on? You've been selling real estate in the same place for 10, 15 years, and now you're moving on. What do you do with all of your old clients where you are right now? We're going to show you how you can sell your book of business and make some money before you even get to your new town.
And guess what's great about that? It's not only about building that just to do that. We're going to show you how to build it, make money along the journey, make a lot of money, and then when you're ready to get out, then So 2 great things will come from that podcast. So for those of you that have an interest, stay tuned, get your friends, get your office signed up because we're coming with power. We are coming with strength.
Yeah. Anything else on this topic, Lisa?
No, that's great. That's great.
All right.
Well done.
You gave me a phone number earlier, right?
Yep.
Oh, yes. We are making...
Here we go.
Oh, we have a young lady on standby. This will be fun.
All right. This is Kirsten, right?
Kirsten from the great state of New Hampshire.
All right.
This young lady won the top 40, under 40 throughout the United States.
That's pretty impressive.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Should we give everybody Kirsten's phone number?
They can congratulate her.
Yeah,
Yes.
they call and say, "Hey, I heard you on the radio and
Yeah.
podcast." Sorry, and all right.
The number you have dialed is not.
We are just not having
Please hit the
good
number
luck
and
with
try your
these
call
phone
again.
numbers
Do you want
here
to
this
use my
time.
you.
readers?
No, I don't need readers. I need a better phone line. All right.
Do we write it down? Oh.
Right? Okay. Hang on here. Yep.
Is that it?
Yep. Here we go. Oh, this is not. Is that the...
Third time's the charm. Third time.
Oh, Todd, you're destroying the whole studio here.
The whole studio's falling down. Okay.
All right.
Just see if it...
The big one there, right?
yeah, the 603.
All right. We'll try this one more time.
Well, this has been the case because there's so many people on broadband, on the internet, on cell
Yeah,
phones. So I've noticed
my
this.
God.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah, that's it.
There we go.
Okay, I got a good feeling about this one here.
Excellent.
Yeah, third time
All right.
charm. Third time charm.
We'll see here. She probably got tired of waiting, so now she's not going to answer the phone, and now it's all for naught.
Hello, this is Kirsten.
Hello, Kirsten. This is Jim and Todd from the Take a Listing Today podcast.
Kirsten, how are you?
Hey, guys. I'm good. How are you?
Outstanding, outstanding. Jim has a question for you, and he wants you to win a prize. We just we're sewing up our podcast here. The title today was "How to Rebuild a Stalled Real Estate Business from Scratch." Jim has been so kind to offer you a $25 gift card. You want to share with her the question?
Are you okay over there?
You changed the title of our show, but otherwise,
Not from
That's all
scratch.
right.
A stalled career or to rebuild.
I thought it had to do with a moving company, so that's all right.
it's a moving business, not a stall.
A moving business? All right.
Kirsten, we're having fun in the studio today. Just roll with us, okay?
Are you ready?
Got it, guys.
Okay.
Here we go.
This is very simple. Name the 7 dwarfs in the movie Snow White.
Oh, you guys are real funny today.
That's what it says. God, am I even making that up?
That's the actual question. It's for real.
No.
To win a gift card and 2 books.
Hold on. Dopey, sleepy, sneezy. Oh, boy. Dopey, sleepy.
That describes most of the people around here, doesn't it?
Yeah, it actually describes half our office. Jeez.
Yep.
Happy.
Uh-huh.
Let's see.
One is a medical profession.
There's 2 books and a gift card on the line here.
One has a medical background.
Hey, we're not supposed to be giving hints here.
I know, right? I need all the hints I can get.
Great, let's move on to the next question.
Okay.
Oops, hit the button.
All right, sorry.
Doc. Remember
Sorry
there's
about
Doc. Everybody forgets about Doc.
We're going to give you one more chance because the prizes are so incredible. Let's give it one more chance.
Okay. Easy one here, Kirsten. Very easy. Who invented the light bulb?
Who invented
Invented the light bulb. Who invented the light bulb?
Edison?
Oh!
All right, there we go.
What did she win, Jim?
She won your book.
Yay.
Wow, there's some great reading for you right there.
Tell her about the book Dog Eat Dog that she also won.
That's even better. Dog Eat Dog and vice versa. Jerry Rossi. Have you heard of this guy?
I have not. I'm very excited.
Okay, well, you've heard of the whole third eye phenomenon, right?
If you haven't, call in and tell us about it when you read the book tonight. We'd like an update tomorrow morning.
Yes, you may not be able to sleep the next night, but besides that, you'll be all right. And, of course, the $25 gift card for ProspectsPLUS.com. There's some wonderful things on there that you can buy with
So
that.
thank you for playing today. Thank you for being part of our fun. And keep dominating out there and doing a great job.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you very much. Thank you for joining us today. Anything else, Lisa?
No, we're great.
We're great. Of course we are. All right.
That's why I said it.
According to our
right.
staff, yes.
According to our own opinions, yes, we are great.
Yeah.
So, thank you for being with us. And if you want to be part of our audience for our next show, perhaps you'll win some great stuff. You can name all the dwarfs. Go online to takealistingtoday.com and you might win. Today's show was, of course, brought to you by Prospects Plus, offering everything you could ever want. So, go visit them at prospectsplus.com. And thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next week.
Have a great week, you guys. Thank you.